One reason you might be struggling to change is because you're not thinking about the stage of change that you're in. There are these researchers in psychology, Professors Di Clemente, Prochaska, and Norcross. And these researchers studied the way that people change in many different domains, such as smoking, weight loss, improving one's mood, etc. And they found that regardless of the kind of change you're going through, we all sort of cycle through 5 stages. And once you get a grip on these 5 stages, you're better able to identify where you are and what you need to be able to move to the next stage, which eventually will lead to you successfully changing your behavior. So I'm going to run through the 5 stages. Keep an ear out for which stage you might be in, and then think about what it is you need to move to the next stage. So the first stage people are in is called Precontemplation. This is before you've even decided to make a change. It's when you don't even know that you need to change. It's outside of your awareness. And for the most part, we can ignore this first stage because chances are that if you're listening to this video, you're probably aware of something that needs to change. So assuming you're not in pre-contemplation, you could be in the second stage, which is contemplation. Contemplation is when you do acknowledge that you need to change, but you haven't begun to prepare or do the groundwork. And so if you are in the contemplation stage, the thing you need to do to get to the next stage is to start preparing. And so you guessed it, the next stage of change is called preparation. Preparation is when you've contemplated about the need to change and you've started to do a bit of the groundwork that will allow you to change effectively and swiftly. You see, the science shows that people who prepare for change and who address possible obstacles and who plan things out rigorously are more likely to change than people who just jump in and expect the change. So if you have already been planning your change, that's great. And your next step would be taking action, which leads to the 4th stage, which is action. The action stage is when you actually implement the plans that you've made in the preparation stage. And so to get to this stage, you need to start. A lot of people can get stuck in the preparation stage because sometimes it feels easier to just watch tutorials on what you need to do, or to listen to motivational speakers, or to come up with a really solid plan. But people can spend lots of time in the preparation phase and never take action. Sometimes you just have to hit the ground running. And so if you've been in the preparation stage for a long time, to take it to the next level of change, I'm going to encourage you to take action. Even if it's starting small, get started. And then finally, if you are in the action stage, you've taken action, you've tried to create some change, you've successfully implemented it. It's all about maintenance now. And that moves you to the 5th stage, which is called maintenance. This stage is about managing lapses. Because if you're taking action, you're probably not going to succeed all the time. And in fact, most people who try to change will fail a couple of times. And what matters is not whether you failed or not. What matters is how you deal with failure. It's thinking about failure as part of the journey. It's integrating lapses into your behavior change. Professor Norcross recommends that you stick to the behavior change for at least 90 days, because that's when the neuroscience says that the habit will be successfully implemented. And once you get past that mark, you'll have learned how to be your own therapist.